Friday morning, got no leads. We're where we were last night, but we didn't hear anything. Some for now, and some to have cold later. I just walked in, and there's a bird gobbling off to the right. It is still what I would consider to be pretty darn dark. Sun's coming up over there. It's not even close to legal time yet. Well, is it? Well, it's about, I think it's 6 minutes until legal time. It's a clear day though, so it's pretty bright, pretty early. We are going to figure out where he is and start moving that way. Alright, finally got a decent direction on this guy. I've been kind of doing big goofy loops, trying to figure out where he was. The echoes when you're down in the bottom. Some of this ground is just so loud to get through. Oh, there's two. There's two. Alright. That was two. Alright, so the question is, they're across a drainage, possibly, or right in a drainage. So the question is, are they at my level to where they can see me back here? Oh man. They actually don't seem that far up in there. I don't know how much advancing we're actually going to be able to do here. Boy, I feel like they're just not that far up in there. That one sounded like he's on the ground. that went from picture perfect to goat rodeo just like that. There was a bunch of things that went wrong, some big, some small, but I'd like to talk about them throughout the rest of this video so that I can reinforce and maybe not make those mistakes again myself, and maybe not let you guys make the same mistake because I've already done it. So let's rewind and start where I started messing up. So right here, I'm about 100 yards from the birds on the roost, and I'm probably 40 yards from the tree I end up sitting on. So I'm about to move forward. But as you'll see here, I don't have my GoPro on yet, and I don't have my face mask on yet. So did those two things contribute to the bad shot? Maybe, maybe not, but I think they show that I just really wasn't quite ready yet, even though it's plenty light enough and I'm in close range of birds on the roost. So I should have had those on 10-20 minutes ago. So there's a point of failure right there. Next point of failure, a slight mistake and then a bigger mistake. So as the birds come in, the one is stuck right here behind the burnt tree. The other one is wide open, but they're still too close together. I could hit the one while shooting the other. But then they're split up, and I go to try to get the one to stop, and instead he goes out and he's moving when I shoot. So there's another point of failure. He's moving while I shoot, and if you look real close, we'll go forward right here. By the time I shoot, his head is just about to get behind that burnt stump. So maybe he was actually behind, his head was behind the burnt stump when I shot. So there's another point of failure. He's moving and his head might have been blocked. So then I take another shot on the run, and you'll see I totally missed here because you can see right here my wad bounces off of that tree. So I guess I could make the inference that the rest of my shot pattern was also on that tree. That happened, so my second shot was probably more worthless than my first shot. Immediately upon firing both shots, this is what I did. Another point of failure. Boom, boom, and then boom, I see him fly off. I turn around immediately and start going for my extra shells. That means I have no idea where he flew to. The other one flew kind of away from me directly, and this one was flying to my right. But I didn't keep my eye on him. I went for the shells. That's a point of failure. I should have at least watched where he went. So now I'm grid searching in that direction that I last saw him flying. I'm grid searching that fairly tight. I'm using Onyx, the tracking device on Onyx, so I can really see on the map where I've walked, so I can fill in any gaps I miss. So I'm covering a really big swath. And so he's up that ridge. I'm going up and down that ridge and looking around. So then I decide, well, I can't really see necessarily good on the downslope of the ridge from where I'm at, so I'm going to go to the other side and look back at that downslope. So I'm over here. I'm going to go over here so I can see this side really well, if that makes sense. So I go over there and I'm walking, and boom, he pops up at maybe 10 yards and starts flying. Well, I get the gun up, finally get the safety off. By the time I shoot, he's at least 60.
So I came to the opposite side of the big creek they were on. And he popped up and flew. I took a shot. Safety was on. Blah, blah, blah. I think I missed. He was getting to be pretty far when I shot. Daggone. I got one stupid shell left. I don't know if he made it. That ridge. Ridge. Daggone it. Gee, Louise, man. You've got to be kidding me.
And I lose track of him. I kept my eye on him, but I lost track of him through the vegetation and whatnot. And I don't know exactly where he landed. And the shot I shot, I'll notice later on, I thought I shot my 9 TSS. I actually shot the bottom barrel with the number 6 lead. So I shot at a bird that was flushing away from me with number 6 shot at 50, 60 yards. That's not exactly a lethal hammer at that distance. Again, another point of failure. I didn't even know what barrel my selector was on. So, yeah, I'm stupid. So I'm walking in the direction where he flew, and I'm hoping to relocate him again. I'm going up the ridge on the right, and he flies out from underneath me. He was on that same slope of the ridge, but I went above, and he was down lower, and he flew.
I literally just walked right over top of him. He flew across.
So I was trying to really get a good look at him, and I thought I had him pegged on a ridge over here. So I said, okay, if we're going to do this game, I'm going to go back to the car, get my semi-automatic shotgun, and load it with stuff that will hit hard at 50, 60 yards.
He's clearly wounded, but it can't be that bad. I mean, he's flying. That's what we're going to go do. Holy crap. Alright, I know this is getting really stupid. It got stupid really fast, I guess, right off first thing, but I've now got the Stoker. I got 3 shells in it. I've got 4 in my pocket. And it also turns out that when I unloaded my gun, the underbarrel shot. So I shot the number 6 at him while he was flying off, not the TSS, which explains to me why I didn't see any effect, because he was only 50, 60 yards away. I should have had something happen out there, but it seemed like nothing happened out there. Probably by then that number 6 pattern was probably 5 feet across or something. I don't know. Probably not that bad, but you get the idea. So I've changed boots. I'm in something much quicker and quieter, because hopefully he follows the same MO. This morning when I shot, he flew across the ravine and stayed over there. When I bumped him again and shot that stupid number 6 shell, he hit the hillside and stopped. So I just saw him fly back across, and I'm hoping he stops. That makes me wonder if he has a leg injury, and so he's not moving his leg, because he's flying apparently fine, but he doesn't go anywhere once he lands. So far, that's the MO. So he's out somewhere on this point, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach this left side, keep the sun at my back so I can see better, and hopefully if he pops up I can see good and get a couple good shots off. And the shells I have in this gun are plenty good to at least get him back on the ground at 50, 60 yards. I got 1 TSS number 9 and 2 Federal Heavyweight number 6, an old discontinued shell. I'm freaking talking about shells and I got a freaking bird out here, but that's what we got going on. I'm gonna drop the vest too, so I can kind of maneuver around much quieter and sleeker. I'm gonna have to probably walk on top of him again to get him to fly, and then it'll be a pheasant duck hunt.
And he didn't even let me get close, and he flew. So I'm watching him again. He flies, and I can't see him through the vegetation, through the trees. And so I think he went on this one spot. So now I'm going to loop around and come in
up top, so I'm not going straight at him. I'm coming from a different direction and try to get on him.
Okay, let's go get our rest and keep looking.
Well, he clearly flew a lot further than I thought he did, or he is walking some, but he flew across. I think I've got a decent pin on him. This road access right here goes around to the ridge I think he landed on, and we're back at him again. So he has popped up. I shot and missed. He popped up, bumped him off the hill. I walked over top, he popped up, and he just popped up now. So he's flying, apparently, pretty good. But it seems like once he lands, he's kind of there. So, it's 9 o'clock right now. We got, what, 4 hours to keep playing this game. And hopefully, I can finish the stupidity I started. We're still after him. I will play this game all day long until I finally get him. I will let him fly 200 or 300 yards. I'll bump him again. Eventually, he's going to give me a good shot.
So I think he's somewhere on this ridge. And at this point, he's probably on high alert. So I'm trying to really glass. I don't think he's right here. I think he's a little further. I'm trying to glass up. And then I can kind of make my way over there a little further. I was standing right here glassing. He was right there. He popped up, went over the trees. I mean, he's gone. I thought he was going to land in the trees, and then he went up and just soared out there. Frick. He was right here. God. I mean, he was right there. Right freaking there. I was standing here glassing. And I think I just talked to the camera and said, I don't think he's here. I think he's further. And then boom. Gone. I sat here, watched him, thinking, okay, he's gonna maybe land in a tree. And then he just went, whew. And I probably saw him, I don't know, 250, 300 yards out and above the trees. He's gone. He's gone. He's freaking gone. He flies perfect. Clearly nothing wrong with his wings. I was thinking, I clear this with my binos. I'll get up to that next little roll in the hill, and he's got to be right in there somewhere. Daggone, man. I did not end my stupidity. It simply continues at this point. Daggone it, man. I hate that. I hate that so much. When you pull the trigger on a turkey, they're supposed to be dead right there where they were standing. Now he's got potential leg wound is what I'm thinking, because he seems to land and stay in the spot. I can't believe he's right here. This is not where I had him landing at all. I had him out there another couple hundred yards. And I stood right back here and down dressed my pants and top, and whole time he's within 100 yards of me.
Bless America. All I've been saying to myself is I'd love for him to pop up within 50 yards of me, and he pops up at 30. I'm not even ready at all. He clearly curved to the right when he flew, when he got out of my line of sight, because I was trying to watch to see where he landed on this ridge. And it looked to me like he went straight across, but he also got behind the trees and I couldn't see him anymore. He clearly hooked to the right and kind of came up the drainage right here. Daggone, man. He was in this kind of almost a lone pocket of just some nasty junk right there. Because everything, you know, see that hill is real clear and green and clear and green. That one hurts. That one hurts a lot. I really thought I could get this closed out. But not on that last flight. He is gone. He's only been flying a few hundred yards, probably 300 yards or so till that one. He is gone, and we're up on the high ground, so who knows how far he's gliding now. Who knows if he's even on the ground yet. Lord have mercy. That's 5 times I count that he's flown. The first one being the initial shot. So I've jumped him 4 other times. First time I jumped him, I thought maybe he's got a mortal wound and him running and flying and whatever would speed that process up a little bit, but clearly his flying capability is perfectly fine. Jeez Louise. Hopefully it's something we can heal up from. You're supposed to go down when you shoot. Down on the spot. Now, with all those points of failure, I also had a mechanical issue. Somewhere along the line I had fallen. Somewhere between the first bird in Alabama on opening day and when I took the shot right now. Because I hadn't pulled the trigger since then. I had fallen, but I checked my rear sight, because my rear sight, I kind of mentally take a note of what it looks like when it's where it's supposed to be. So when I looked at it after I fell, everything looked right. There wasn't anything obviously off. Well, when we went to North Carolina and I got to shoot it at Phil's place, the pattern was off probably about that much. Instead of hitting the turkey here, the center of the pattern was over here. So the gun was off. So I had to take several shots and I could not ever quite get it right back on, so I didn't hunt with it the rest of the season. That is also not to take away from all the other points of failure I did leading up to that. Had the gun been on, I might have squeaked by and killed that bird, but then I never would have looked at all the points of failure during that morning. So now hopefully we can correct all those things and get back up to speed. So that was extremely painful, and it's extremely painful now as I'm doing this video here at the end of July in 2025, or end of January 2025. So I know I got him a little bit. I'm thinking of somewhere in the leg, because he wouldn't run off, he would only fly off. I'm hoping that healed. Obviously not what we want to have happen as hunters. It's supposed to be bang flop, especially turkey hunting like that. So it's heartbreaking. Hopefully you don't ever have to experience that. I hate it. I hate it a lot. Anywho, if you like this video, give us that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down there, and as always, thanks for watching.